All right. So, we've talked about Book of Boba Fett. Let's talk about Star Trek Picard Season 2, where we had a big trailer reveal come out yesterday for the second season. And this series is coming up pretty quickly. I believe it premieres in March. Sometime.
God.
And
March 3rd.
March 3rd. And we're all former Star Trek fans here, at least of the original. And I don't know about you guys, but when I watched the first season of Picard, I was flabbergasted at how bad
that was awful
that show was. And so this show has a lot to prove in its second season, and it doesn't look like it's going to do it based off of the new trailer. So what do you guys think about?
I'm a huge Star Trek fan still. No sarcasm. I love Star Trek.
Yeah, I'm still a huge Star Trek fan too. I'm a Star Trek fan of my Star Trek, back in the 80s and 90s. This trailer, I don't know what I can really say about this trailer other than my initial first impression, because I've only watched it once last night. But the first thing, and I just have to say this, Patrick Stewart looks and acts like he's 125 years old.
He does. He looks so old.
It's so hard for me to see this walking, I don't want to say corpse because that's too mean, but this ancient old man trying to play this character that we all love so much. It's in his, I think it's in his voice, the way he talks, the way the character just kind of dawdles around. And it's so hard for me. It really is. Rough. And it's just, and I think that's a big problem I'm having with this series in particular. See, even all the characters that they're bringing back are just so old. And I just hate it. I don't want my lasting image of Captain Picard to be some doddering old fool with a walker, getting beamed up from spaceships to spaceship. It's just, I don't know what to say. It's too much. It's like, retire already, man. So
they had such a great opportunity at the end of season 1 to replace Patrick Stewart with a younger actor.
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked that they didn't do that because, he owns the character. People love him, but he's not going to be around much longer. I'm sorry to say that.
Right.
Yeah.
But if they had replaced him with Tom Hardy or someone, like that, they had the perfect setup, putting him in a younger android body. He's still the same character, but he's passing the torch to a new actor who could play that character much longer and in perpetuity.
Well, it should have been, first of all, it's not Picard. This is not the man that we grew up knowing. This is, and not by any stretch of any imagination is this Picard. This is, and it's also not the world. There's no way that the Federation and things like that would develop from this particular background. It wouldn't. If we were to ever hit this type of enlightenment, we're not going back. It's not going to happen. But for Patrick Stewart to play this character again, with all of the caveats, he's playing the character only because he gets to let his lefty pinko side out.
Yeah.
And the apology tour. But the other thing that if they had replaced him with a younger actor as an android body, but then whenever we hear him or go into his mind, it could have just been Patrick Stewart sitting in a dark room thinking about what the situation is that they're doing. That might have worked, because then you could keep Patrick Stewart on in the cast for a while and let our inner monologue or see his thoughts or something like that, and he's represented, because that's who he would be. But this is just, and as I said before in another, in the bad writing thing, these shows don't have to be good because they're not reliant upon reviews. They don't have to be popular. You're already subscribing to the service, so it's being paid for, and they don't have to be good. They can throw whatever they want, and it'll continue.
Yeah, which is apparent because Discovery keeps on getting renewed for new seasons.
Yeah, exactly.
And we all know that's absolute garbage.
It's never going to get good.
We're still subbed, so you know.
Yep.
They're gonna keep making whatever they think their subs want, and from their perspective,
Mhm.
we're all still subbed. They don't know
Yeah,
that
they
they
don't
don't know
care.
we have a problem with it. You know,
Yep.
Well,
Well, I think they
they're
know.
not gonna sell ad space. You know what I mean?
I think they know.
they have the viewer metrics on those shows. But
Yeah.
so I wanted to talk about some of the things that we saw in the trailer. So first of all, Whoopi Goldberg is back as Guinan.
Oh no!
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, and she's old, fat Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
And I thought Guinan was never supposed to like change, but
So, yeah.
and we also have Brent Spiner back
Of
Yep.
course.
as Brent Spiner. Like I don't know exactly. Like
He's-
he's a past version of Dr. Singh, I think.
Of course.
Yeah. But guys, this is not. I don't think this is the android thing. I think this is the.
The-
Sorry.
original.
and
I
it's-
think this is
yeah.
the Soon that
Soon,
did the
yeah.
what are they called? The eugenics, whatever.
Yeah, probably. Well, yeah,
It's that
probably.
one.
The con people.
Yes, I think it's that Soon because remember there somehow that character plays both characters.
Mhm.
And which is fine, whatever. But in the trailer, they hand him a vial, and remember they're coming back to 2024, which, if you remember in Star Trek lore, right around the corner is World
Mhm.
War III and the eugenic wars.
Yep.
Well, also, so like they're going to an alternate Earth, isn't that correct? Like
I
I don't
is-
know. I don't know if it's
this is-
alternate or if the timeline has been modified somehow.
The
Okay.
multiverse again?
Well, we
Who
also
knows?
have Q coming back. So
Yeah.
John Delancey played a big role in this trailer.
I don't think it's a multiverse. I
How
think
much-
that Q changed like one or two minor things in order to teach Picard a lesson.
Yeah, this whole season is going to
Picard.
be Q messing with Picard.
Yeah.
It's like,
Right. And
if-
so they
if
have to
it-
go back
he'll
and
be
they have
all-
to modify that. They have to make sure that change doesn't happen because let's say the change is the eugenic wars, they get a leg up and they actually win. And that's
Mhm.
what modifies, history
Yeah.
into this fascist version of
Now,
I-
if they did something like that where they explain Mikey Spock and all this other stuff, then I would be down with it. And it's just a game by Q, and he just, at one point snaps his fingers, and we go into season 5 of Enterprise. I'm down with it. I'm ready.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen,
because he
dude.
fixes it. No, it's not going to happen. So those are my conditions right there. Other than that, it ain't going to happen. So
So we also saw a lot of Dr. Girardi in this trailer, and it looks like she's not paying any price for all the murdering she did.
Yeah.
And we also,
I hate that so much. That
we also have a lot of Jerry Ryan in this episode, and it looks like
Of course.
she was never assimilated into the Borg, and it's unclear whether or not she's still a lesbian. So
no, listen, guys, it's because I'm telling you, she wasn't assimilated because her parents didn't take off into the Delta Quadrant. And
Yeah,
none of
there
that,
you
none of
go.
that happened.
that makes sense. Yeah.
And
But-
because that didn't happen, we probably weren't introduced. I've made too many videos about this, by the way.
Yeah.
We probably weren't introduced to the Borg yet. In fact, we're probably about to be introduced in this new timeline. That's when they should be showing up to Earth if they
Right.
got to Earth via the normal progress of time versus beelining for Earth once they discovered humans.
well, we also
the Borg Queen also plays a big
Yeah,
role.
I was going to say the
in
Borg
this.
Queen was in the trailer, which means that the Borg have something to do with season 2.
I got a question. If we're all fascist, in the future, in this new future, right? We're all fat. We're all wearing like red MAGA hats and carrying tiki torches or something, right? But look how quickly they dispatched the Borg. The
Yeah.
Borg was, I'm not saying it's a good future, but they easily handled the Borg to the point where they keep the queen in a cage for fun.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is maybe fascists suck, but they obviously know how to do war. Obviously.
I don't know. They've been losing quite a bit.
Maybe
I know,
we're
but
seeing-
not in this timeline. In this timeline, they keep the Borg queen in a cage and they poke at her.
maybe this is where the timeline splits and we get the mirror universe. So
Yes, I would like that actually.
yeah, I like the mirror universe. It's way more interesting than
I would like
you know.
if Q was responsible in some way for the mirror universe. Like, what if he's playing around so much to the point where there's two separate universes and the continuum's like, well, we can't just make this change and just drop out this entire universe queue, and they have to literally splinter the universes. That would make a lot of sense. And I know we're getting convoluted here, but it has been 70 years of Star Trek. At some point does a story get convoluted? You know, look what they do in the comic books. They have to constantly reboot the comics, like these big events where the universe implodes and all the characters finite into one, and then they fight Galactica and what I don't know.
Well, that's what they're doing in the MCU right now. It got so convoluted, we have to like blow everything up and then make everything more convoluted again.
Yeah, and the last season of Picard had like the space robot tentacles.
Yeah, we had to do that in D&D a couple of times because our characters kept getting too powerful.
Yeah,
we played for so long, and then it was just like the DM would just blow up the universe and start over again. But
they do the same thing in comic books. In DC and Marvel, it's like every 20 years they have this big event where they shrink the universe again and sort of restart. They do it every 15, 20 years.
That seems to be a theme. I know, like in World of Warcraft and MMOs, it's like every other expansion that comes out, you get your characters reset back down to like level 60 or something, and everything.
Well, this is what Thomas Jefferson suggested. We have a new revolution every 20 years. But I told my students about the new Spider-Man film and why I couldn't get invested in anything like that. I was like, because it's a multiverse and I don't know which one is mine, so therefore I'm out. My stakes, I don't care.
Bro, they're played by different actors.
Yeah, but
you can tell.
It's like, who cares? But which one is mine? I mean, mine is Tobey Maguire, personally.
That's the beauty of it, bro. Whichever one you want.
Whichever one you feel like.
I'm out. Like I said, it's
because he's
cute. I'm out. That's an awkward nerd at school that can't get girls, right?
So
I like that. I like that version now.
Real quick, let's go around the panel. Are you guys looking forward to season 2 of Picard? Let's start with you, Brian.
Yeah, because I get a lot more content.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, listen, guys. Hey, let's be real. We need something to do, And for like a year, there wasn't anything. You know how hard it is to make videos about stuff that's not happening.
That you love, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I find the podcast videos covering Star Trek and Orville and stuff far more entertaining than the actual episodes.
Oh, absolutely,
themselves.
yeah.
That's our intention. So I'm glad. That's the case. Yeah. Shane sits there and he'll rewrite. He doesn't. I'm about to blow up Shane's spot right now. Shane will take and let's say season 1 of Picard, and he'll spend a god awful amount of time rewriting it to make it correct, like to make it good, to make it like the story progresses to the point where where us fans not only like it, but it also introduces new changes. And then it'll be like, how can we write that into video stuff? And I'm like, we don't have footage of any of this stuff. Like he had this whole idea of Chakotay and introducing him as this character that you're following and versus Picard.
Get a conceptual artist to draw some stuff for you.
Yeah, and that's what he thought. His idea was we need to find an artist to start giving us like frames that we can then animate into our videos.
Yeah. Sean, are you looking forward to Star Trek or Picard season 2?
Yes.
Vader, are you looking forward to it?
So I'm gonna hate watch it just because I need to know what happens. It's kind of ridiculous. I haven't watched the new Discovery season yet at all. I'm completely out on that show. I don't care what happens on that show. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's a little bitty part of me that is a little interested in what they're going to do here. And I absolutely know I'm going to get annoyed and pissed off and scream and holler and get mad. And, but I also am one of these guys that I don't like to talk about shows like we're doing right now without having a reference point. So I need to watch it to talk about it. So yeah, I'm going to watch it.
I remember when you and I were watching season 1, we were like abused girlfriends. We're like, you're like, oh, it's okay. Like, it means well, we're going to continue with it. It can't get any worse. And then like, as the season went on and on, we we were like, screw this show. Like this is insulting.
Yeah. It's
still better than Discovery.
Oh yeah, well, I don't care about Discovery.
They're both
when they send Discovery in the future, I'm like, oh yes. First off, that it sort of starts the process of correcting canon, but also, and the most important part is, I don't have to watch it anymore.
Nope.
Has nothing to do with the current storyline. Cool. They can go and play in the future, and I can just. I don't gotta
Not
make
care.
videos about it. I don't even gotta talk. I don't
Yep.
gotta talk about it at all. It's awesome.